What's up, guys? So pretty much just wanted to make a quick video here and talk about how I've kind of come to figure out that there are only 4 cutting tools that I personally need for pretty much anything. I have a lot of knives. I've used a lot of knives. I still enjoy using different knives and things, but I've kind of come to the realization that there's only 4 that I need, and instead of spending time going forward testing and evaluating this knife, that knife, whatever, I've kind of come to figure out that there are pretty much 4 tools that are kind of the perfect choice for woodcraft, bushcraft, whatever you want to call, even up to primitive skills here in Western North Carolina. And for me personally, I have found that these 4 tools are affordable if you think about it, but they perform the best. That's what I went for. I wasn't going for super cheap or anything like that. I was going for what would perform the best for me. So we'll go ahead here, get into what 4 tools I would suggest. And really, this is kind of just like the Glock 19 of wood tools. Are there nicer things? Yes. Are there cheaper things? Yes. But it's probably the best thing that you could get to do the job effectively. So we'll go ahead. Go with our small cutting tool first. For a pocket knife, multi-tools kind of can do both things. I think it should be able to do both. So for me, that is going to be the Victorinox Farmer. I have a cutting blade, some flathead screwdrivers, and the main thing I like is the saw, as well as a awl. It works really nice for woodcraft projects, woodcraft things, fixing canvas, leather, whatever. So that's going to be my small cutting tool. Now, the next thing is going to be kind of controversial. Your belt knife. I think you should have a belt knife, fixed blade. So the knife that I've chosen, the Mora Garberg. I love this knife so much. I have 2 of them. I have one in the multi-mount and I have one in the leather sheath. I just happen to be using the multi-mount today. This knife for the money is the best bushcraft knife made. I'm gonna say it, you know. I like the Cans Bull. This one's just a little bit more heavy duty. Cans Bull would work fine for you if you prefer it. So that being said, the Garberg. It's a Mora. I know it's a more expensive Mora, but I find that this thing outperforms all my other knives. I hate to say it. I have 2 $300 bushcraft knives. Performs, you know, right up there with them. This, in my opinion, performs just as good, if not better, than my Skookum Bush tool. But this is much cheaper. You get these for 50 to $100, depending on what kind of sale you find, whatever. Easily under $100. Fantastic bushcraft knife. You can't beat it. I will add though, if you just do not want to spend the money on this, a Mora Clipper Companion will work just fine. I personally really like the Mora 511, 510. I find it to be almost as good. It's just not as resilient to hold up to a long-term abuse. However, I have not broken one, and I've been using a 511 for a really long time. So kind of just whatever you prefer. Okay. So I have that. Now up next is one that you could probably get by without, but I like to have it. And that would be a folding saw. This is a Baco Laplander. As you can tell, I've used this one a lot. I've had 2 or 3 of these. I go through the blade, wear the blade out, just buy another one. They're only like 20 bucks. So I went through about 3 of these. These are beneficial if you're doing like split log fires or like 1-stick fires, because it's nice to have the 2 clean cuts on each side. Can you get by without it? Yeah, because you're only really going to be able to cut up, you know, wood this size. So you're not going to be able to process really big wood. For like a more of a permanent bushcraft type camp setup, I would suggest getting a like a buck saw or a bow saw, something like that. All right, so right here, this is going to be my favorite cutting tool, my most used cutting tool recently. I think if you could only have 2 tools, I'd say have the Farmer and this. So that tool I would choose would be a small hatchet type axe deal to fit your preferences. So where I live, for 90% of the time, something this size is perfect for splitting up wood, you know, getting plenty of wood for fires, building shelters, whatever you want to do. During the very coldest part of the year, when we have a lot of snow on the ground, I'll use a 19, sometimes 26-inch. This is a Grenforce Brooks outdoor axe. This is my favorite one. I like axes, so I have quite a few of them. But the Wildlife hatchet would be my second choice, and I've actually used it more. I just recently got this one, but this one's my favorite. I really like the metal collar and the profile. I don't want to take it out. The profile is a little more hawk-ish, which I like, and it's a little bit thicker, so it performs better at splitting wood, which I think the main point of one of these would be to split wood, honestly. So yeah, like, I mean, if you live up in Canada or something, a 19-inch axe, 26-inch axe, whatever. Now also, if you live down south further than I do, where you don't have a lot of big wood, I would say just change that out with a machete. I'd say you'd be fine using a Tramontina, something like that, which around here in the lower bottom area, it gets very, I don't want to say tropical-ish, but we do have enough water to be a rainforest, so it does get pretty grown up during the summer. As you can tell, it's spring now, but got a bunch of, trees, hardwoods, whatever around here. So that being said, those are the 4 tools I would recommend. I don't think you can go wrong with, a Victorinox, a Mora, a Baco, and then a Grand Force Brooks. Unfortunately, Wetterlings is going out of business. I do have a Wetterlings axe that I've used more than anything, but I'm not going to recommend it because they're going out. But Grand Force Brooks, you can't beat it. Spend the money on an axe. I can tell the difference between a low quality axe and a high quality axe. Hatchet, it's much better. Just go ahead and spend the money, get something nice, take care of it, put some linseed oil on it, keep it sharp, rust free. It'll last you a lifetime. The Bacos are kind of almost, like, you could replace the blade, but for the same price you could just buy another one. It's only 20 bucks, so why not? The Victorinox works great. I've had that one not as long, but I had a silver one I carried for like 5 or 6 years. Works great, fantastic. I got that one just because I kind of ruined the awl on it because I was making alcohol stoves with it. Works fine, but I just want a new one, and I like the green color, so that's that. Couldn't recommend the Mora Garberg more. I mean, honestly, I set out, I was like, I'm going to find the best knife and just carry it and quit messing around with all these other knives. I have other knives I really like, enjoy. I took it out. I took some Bark Rivers, some LT Wrights, my Skookum. I took them out. I used them. Nothing outperformed it. Are the other ones prettier? Yes. Are they nicer in the hand, like aesthetically? Yes. Do they outperform that? Absolutely not. So that's my 4 tools. Let me know below what you guys would recommend, and see you on the next one.